welcome back to the Think Thrift channel. My name is Chrissy, and in today's video I'm gonna go over a couple of things that have sold for us in the past week. First, we have some Nintendo 3DS Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. These sold for $55 even, and Dennis actually picked these up for $10 per game through Facebook Marketplace. And it was really nice because these were first class, they were really easy to ship. We just put them in a poly mailer with some bubble wrap and called it a day. Next up, we have this Anthropology brand women's sweater. It was new with tags and we found it at Goodwill for $4.99. And this one sold really quickly for us. It was up for no more than like 3 days and it sold for $25. Next, we have a vintage Pendleton women's blazer. This one we knew was from the 1970s, found at Salvation Army for $4.99, and it sold for $31.34. Next, we have a Patagonia Cinchilla men's snap up, like fourth snap fleece. And for us, anything Patagonia really does well. It moves fast, sells for a good margin. This one sold for $40 and we picked this up at Goodwill for $9.99. Another Patagonia. So this one we found at the same Goodwill. This one was $14.99. This was a women's long coat and it actually had this little tiny smudge on the chest, and we just spent a little bit of time getting that out and it made it so it was in excellent condition. So for this item, it was worth the time to spend on cleaning it up a little bit. It sold for $107, and again, we spent $14.99 on that jacket from Goodwill. Next, we have this Adidas beanie. So in my previous video, we talked about how we live near an Adidas outlet, and this was one of the things that we picked up one of the last times that we went. So we actually bought 40 beanies in 4 different types, and this was one of the styles that we picked up. Each beanie was $5 and this one sold for $22.79. We have a pair of women's jeans. These were DL 1961. We got these from a garage sale for $2. They sold for $33.24. Next is a Nintendo 64 game, Legend of Zelda. Dennis actually found this through Facebook Marketplace, and this game was $10. And it sold for $49 even. Next, we have a J. Crew sweater. This was a J. Crew with cashmere, and it was a women's medium. We picked this up from Goodwill for $4.99, and it sold very quickly. It was up for 2 days, and it sold for $25. Next, we have a Jamie Sadok top. This was a women's top. I think it's a tennis shirt made for people who play tennis. We found it at Goodwill for $3.99. This one actually sat for a very long time. It did end up selling for $27 still, but I think it's a very curated market. Next, we have a vintage 1960s Pendleton sweater. We found this at Salvation Army for $4.99 and it sold for $35. We have a 511 Tactical Series men's shirt. It was a great size, 2XL. In excellent condition. We found this at Goodwill for $4.99. It was listed and sold in less than a day, and it sold for $27.50. This was a Polar T34 transmitter chest strap. We found this, we have a thrift store that's through a church right next to our house, and we found this there for $7.99, and it sold within a day for $24.99. If you're ever at the thrift store and you see an item that's in its original packaging, that's brand new in box, be sure to scan the barcode because there could be some value there because it is brand new. All right, next up, we have this Burberry Brit women's top. This sold within an hour of listing it. We found this at Plato's Closet for $5.99 and it sold for $35 even. Up next, we have a pair of rollerblades. These were inline skates. We found these at Goodwill for $11.99 and they sold for $100 even. So these were a really cool item because at the time we had never dabbled with rollerblades before, so we didn't know that we could make this much profit off of a pair of rollerblades. So if you're ever at the thrift store and you see something that's, you know, out of the ordinary for you, give it a chance and look up comps to see if it has value. So next up we have this Coach purse. My mom was actually going through her closet and she was gonna donate a bunch of stuff to Goodwill, and she actually let us have first dibs on everything. So we found this purse and some of the stuff that she wanted to donate. So this would be pure profit for us because she's so nice and she just gave us this purse. It sold for $55.24. And I'm gonna show you some of the pictures that we took of it. This purse was actually kind of in not the best condition. It had a lot of stains on the inside of it, and it still sold for $55, so. Okay, next we have a pair of Hoka's, and after we posted our last video, my sister-in-law contacted us and told us that it's actually pronounced Hoka One One instead of Hoka One One. So it's Hoka One One. These were a pair of women's Hoka's, and for us, we've noticed that men's Hoka's do better for us than women's do. They move quicker and for a little bit more money. So these we purchased at Goodwill for $4.99 and they sold for $35.59. Next, we have a Peter Millar cashmere 1/4 zip sweater. So this we found at Goodwill for $4.99 and it sold for $38 even. We took a best offer and it sold really quickly. We usually pick up Peter Millar in their Summer Comfort sub-brand, but in this case, when something's made out of cashmere, it's very helpful when it's backed by a good brand. Next, we have a Billionaire Boys Club hoodie. This was found at Salvation Army and we paid $4.99 for it. It was in good overall condition. There was some minor pilling along the bottom, and it still sold for $40 even. So with Billionaire Boys Club, we weren't aware of that brand before. Through YouTube, watching other resellers what sold videos, we learned that Billionaire Boys Club does very well, and through that knowledge, we bought that sweater and it sold really fast. All right, last but not least, we have a pair of men's Allbirds. This is a great brand to look out for, men's and women's. We found these at Goodwill. We paid $4.99. and they sold for $42.24. Dennis has a pair of these and he absolutely loves them, and I am hoping for the day that I find a pair at the thrift store. So that was 20 items that have sold this week for us on eBay. Make sure to leave a comment down below of some of the things that have been selling for you this week. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. We have a great thrift haul video that we're putting together, so make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out. We'll see you next time.